Yo, it's Berteezy, and this is the No More Black Tears podcast.
Season C's in the building.
Yo, what's up, man? Mr. DJ Rose back in the building.
Yo, how everybody doing this Black History Month, man?
Starting off strong, man.
First Friday, man. Everything's good. You know what I'm saying? All is well.
So before we get into sports, I just want to say, each episode, I want to highlight one black individual throughout history. And this week, I want to highlight Medgar Evers. He was a civil rights activist during the 50s and 60s. He was the first field secretary for the NAACP in Mississippi, one of the most racist places we have in the South. And he's one of the main reasons why people in the South was able to actually get their rights to vote. They already had rights to vote, but as we know, Jim Crow was suppressing people's rights to vote, and he actually was fighting for that. And tragically, he was assassinated. And what a lot of people don't fully know is not only was he assassinated, he actually was assassinated when he pulled up home in his driveway in front of his wife and kids. So, R.I.P. to Medgar Evers and all those who have fought for our rights.
And the reason why we do Black History Month, the man who thought of it all and pushed for legislation to actually get it celebrated. Started off as a week, but shout out to Carter G. Woodson. Rest in peace.
So it started off as a week. So speaking of that, man, we're going to this week in sports. So, as y'all saw, we had the NBA All-Star reserves get announced this week. Are there any thoughts on who made it and who didn't make it? Sees?
I'm pretty good with who made it. A couple other people should have started besides who started, but I'm actually cool with it. I don't really think it's going to be a real. It's probably going to be more exciting than it's been in the last couple years, but I'm not having high expectations for the game, just to be honest.
Yeah, man. My only real gripe about it is Trae Young didn't make it. And I know some people are going to be like, well, you root for the home team, so of course. Let's get something straight. Trae Young is averaging 27 and 10. He's actually averaged at least 26 and 10 for the most part for the majority of his career. Like his career averages, I'm going to say like 26 and 10. He had a year where he averaged like 30 and 10.
So who are you taking out to replace him with?
Easy, Donovan Mitchell.
That's a fair take.
He hasn't had an amazing year. He's had some good games, but he's missed a good portion of the season. Yeah, the Cavs have a better record than the Hawks, but you can make the argument that it's a lot more talent on that Cleveland Cavaliers team than the Atlanta Hawks. And you can make the argument the only reason why people even talk about the Hawks when they do talk about the Hawks on ESPN or FS1 or these other platforms is because Trae Young's doing what he's doing. Like he's putting up spectacular numbers night in and night out, 30-point games, 40-point games, 15 assist games, shooting the three ball, nutmegging people, dribbling and stuff like that. Like he's entertaining. And last thing, man, like when you talk about an all-star game, I want the starters to be the starters for the reason. Like I don't necessarily need flashy people to be the starters. So someone like Jokic as a starter, I'm cool with. But when we start talking about the reserves, we got to remember this is an exhibition. We need players that are exciting. And let's be real. Would you rather see Trae Young in an all-star game setting or Donovan Mitchell? Would you rather see Trae Young shoot from the logo in an all-star game or Donovan Mitchell do the little shit that he does on offense, which is not really exciting? So, I mean, personally, give me Trae Young because if you go to the last couple all-star games that he's been part of, name me one play Donovan Mitchell had. I can tell you some plays where Trae Young threw an alley-oop to Embiid. That happened in an all-star game. Like he literally got the ball, threw it between his legs to Embiid for an alley-oop. Like Trae Young is that kind of exciting player, and he needs to be in a game like this. Rose?
Yeah, I ain't got no problems with the reserves on either side. It is what it is. Trae Young, you just gotta do more. You know what I'm saying? You can't depend on your white privilege side to get you through all your life like you've been getting through. You know what I'm saying? Put up some numbers and take us to the promised land. Stop getting mad when Murray take the ball and make the game winning shot and stop crying. Be a man. Step up.
But final thoughts on that, man. I do want to give a shout out to the New York Knicks, man. they got some good starters. Randall's been doing his thing for a minute. Brunson, man, he's having a good year, man.
And Trae Young probably go make the team anyway because there's a lot of people that's on the East that's hurt. Like Embiid, he can't play, so he's not gonna be on there. So and Randall's hurt too, so he's probably gonna end up making it anyway.
And that's the problem, man. You got someone like Trae Young who's played more games than some of these niggas, and y'all still as coaches, because that's who picks the reserves. As coaches, you decided, oh, I'm gonna snub this nigga who plays more games than some of these motherfuckers. But speaking of playing games, though, as y'all know, the NBA, highlighted that 65 game rule where you got to play at least 65 games to be eligible for the major awards and to be eligible for all NBA selections. Now, I want to say it was reported that Embiid is like 3 to 5 games short. Like, if he misses another 35 games and we still got, I want to say, half the season to go, he won't be eligible for MVP, even though he's having a tremendous season. And Tyrese Halliburton, who was named an all-star starter, apparently if he misses like 3 to 4 games, he won't be eligible for all NBA, which I know made him very upset, and he said the rule is stupid. Because if he doesn't make All-NBA, it's going to affect his ability. For those who don't understand, when you get these awards and get selected to these like All-NBA teams, you have the opportunity to go from getting a max contract to that super max contract where you see these players getting $250 million guaranteed or whatever. And if he doesn't get selected, it'll mess his opportunity up. C's, do you even care about this situation?
I mean, this definitely affects the league because it's like, it's going across the board, though, because you see it in the NFL, too. Everybody's trying to get the max contract. Incentive, if you make the all-pro team, if you make the all-NBA team, you get this amount of money. And they're motivating you to play at your best. But on the flip side of it, as a manager, as a coach, as a GM, I'd rather have you play healthy, actually play healthy and actually get me through the fucking playoffs. I don't need you playing 3 or 4 games just to get your fucking money when I could have had you play your fucking best when I really actually need you in the fucking playoffs. When I actually fucking need you. So the 3 games you could have fucking sat out and healed up to get ready for the fucking playoffs when I really actually need you. That's my problem with the shit is. I'd rather have you rest. Fuck the money, because we gonna get it. We gonna get this championship, then you'll get your money. But all this other side shit, I'm not with it, but it's a reason they do it, so I don't necessarily agree with it, but it is what it is.
Man, fuck all that bullshit, bro. Man, play the games, man. Like, back in the day, man, Kobe and Tim Duncan, all these motherfuckers, like, people really make it seem like Tim Duncan was not playing games most of his career. That shit didn't really start until he was in, like, year 12 and 13 and all that shit. The first parts of Tim Duncan's career, he played about 70 games every fucking
But I'm saying, if I had the choice between load management and you trying to play games just to make just to hit some fucking goal, I'd rather you sit the fuck out.
Man, it ain't about the goals, man. It's about the fact that people pay too much money to go to these games to not watch the stars play, man. I just saw LA go to Boston, and I saw LeBron at 80 didn't play. Like, bruh, LA goes to Boston probably once a season, man. Hey, Rose, you got kids. Now, I don't know if they're into sports like that, but imagine saving up $500 to $1,000 to get some seats for you and your son, because you like, hey, man, I know LeBron your favorite player. We're going to watch. And this nigga don't play. Like, bruh, that whole load management shit, if you going to miss games, miss the home fucking games.
And that's why I differ. As a coach, I would have been like, hey, these 5 game series at home, fucking 3 of them games, sit your ass down. When we go out of town on the road, play. Because it's going to be competitive. You need that shit. Versus the shit we're talking about.
And then on the flip side, when we have these nationally televised games, like the games on ABC and TNT, come on, bro. You can't miss those games either, bro. Like, the reason why, people don't fully understand, the reason why these niggas can get paid the money they're getting paid now is because this TV money has exploded. So if I'm someone from a network, I'm like, well, damn, bro, we've been posting all fucking week that we got Giannis and Jokic playing in this game on Thursday night, and neither one playing? Like, come on, bro, man. 65 games ain't that many fucking games, bro. If you can't play 65 games, let me keep it real with you. You don't deserve to be an MVP of the league, bruh. Because I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna go back to Trae Young and Tyrese Halliburton. They average about the same numbers. But if Trae plays 70 games and Tyrese plays 60, to me, Trae's more valuable because that's 10 more games that he played than you, man. He put in more work than you. So Embiid, if you can't play 65, you can't be my MVP. And Tyrese, you having a great season, young fella. But if you can't play 65, you don't deserve it. Because it got to be something said for being able to do it game in and game out. Like anybody can put up 30 points if you only play like 5 games. Y'all saw what happened. What was it, last season, the year before, where Kyrie didn't play because of COVID? But then he came back, but he could only play the home games or what was it, road games?
Home game.
And every game he played, he was putting up 30 points. And in the minute they lifted the restriction, what happened? This nigga played getting 5 points, 10 points. Nigga, you was getting 30 points before you start playing the game.
Nigga had extra rest, man.
Rose?
Yeah, I don't care about the rule. It's all about championships. And if you can't play in the game, you ain't gonna win no championship. So all the players that's talking about, oh, this and this and this is why the league is gonna suck after LeBron and Curry leave, because everybody's always want to talk about, oh, my money this, my money this. Nobody want to win championships no more. It's all watered down. We ain't got no face in the NBA. It's gonna be whack. You know what I'm saying? Wait, in 2 years, nobody's even gonna care about the NBA anymore. It's gonna be like CBA again. Like it's gonna be college girls basketball could be more entertaining than this bull crap.
Man, speaking of college girls basketball, so legendary basketball player Sheryl Swoopes, icon, was doing an interview recently, and she was asked by Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And to paraphrase her comment, she basically said that Angel Reese is not going to be a great player when she first comes in the league, and it's going to take her time to develop into a good pro. She said that Caitlin Clark will be a good pro when she comes in the league, but the way she's dominating these college girls is not going to be like that when she comes to the WNBA. It's going to take a couple years. I know you and me talked about this conversation privately, C's. Yeah, man, Sheryl Swoopes is a legend, man. Like when you say top 5 women's basketball players of all time, she's in that conversation, bro. Like she's the GOAT for a lot of people. She was a dominant player. Like she was on championship teams. Like Sheryl Swoopes. Like if there's a woman that wants to have a commentary on these two ladies, she deserves just as much saying as any other woman. And I agree with her. Like when you watch Angel Reese plays, man, like she's athletic, she's tall, she got the size. But I'm gonna be honest, man, and I said this to you on the phone, man. It's women in the WNBA. Like, yeah, it's not entertaining, but those women are talented. Like someone like Asia Wilson will eat her fucking lunch. Eat her fucking lunch tomorrow. And she ain't ready for that kind of competition. And as far as Caitlin Clark, do I think she could probably go average 25 in the league tomorrow? Probably. But if she's averaging 25, can I tell you what's gonna happen? She's gonna average 25. And whoever she's playing every night is going to average 40. Because that bitch can't play defense, man. And let me tell you, one thing about the WNBA, it's a lot of fucking talented guards in that league. And it's a lot of women that know how to score the fucking rock. And that white girl is going to have to learn how to play defense eventually. So, yeah, she'll probably be a decent player, but she won't be doing what she's doing now. And they're not going to let her come up the court and not press her. Like these, if you ever watch a WNBA game, these guards are actually more physical than NBA guards. Like they will press you the entire game and not let you embarrass them. Like it's a reason why, like when you see the certain players who dominate, you don't really see the guards dominate in the WNBA because those guards that do all that fancy shit, oh, you gotta prove that you can handle this physicality because them girls will like press you and full court press you the whole fucking game. So they're not gonna let her just shoot half-court shots all fucking game.
But yeah, I mean, I completely agree 100% because it's like, what league does you got a special talent, like maybe once in a generation type of players that instantly come to the league and dominate? You know, Victor Wembanyama might be one for the NBA. You know, you can see he's going to, if he stays healthy, he is going to fucking dominate the NBA one day. You can see that. These two women that she mentioned, I don't see that happening. And it's like You got 5-year seniors. You got overseas players. You got so much talent in the WNBA. She's probably going to, Caitlin Clark, she's probably going to average 15. She's not going to average 25. And if she does, she's not going to do it on a consistent basis. You got more competition, better shooters. It's more physical, better defenders. When you got people like Skylar Dixon just signing a new contract, defenders like Aja Wilson, who's good on both ends of the court. So it's like, is she wrong with anything she said? Absolutely not. And I agree with it 100%. So it's just like the competition is just going to be a tier higher. College might be more exciting to watch, but WNBA just has so much more talent. It's the next
level.
Let's
be real, man. Some of these bitches that Caitlin Clark facing right now, man, they finna be accountants in a year.
See, the reason why Caitlin Clark's not going to have she's going to be able to score 25 because she can shoot. Because she can just post up in the corner and just hit threes all game long. So she's going to be able to put up numbers. But she's not going to be able to dominate because most of the guards in WNBA are men. So, and the forwards are the ladies. And Angel Reese, she ain't got enough heart to deal with some of them big girls that's in the league. So
that's why I say eat her fucking lunch.
So, but Clayton Clark, I can see her doing better in the WNBA than Angel Reese because she got more heart than Angel Reese, if you ask me.
Hey man, so talking about heart, man, we saw the Dallas Cowboys. They lost a playoff game to the Packers, and they just had no heart. And a lot of people said it started with that defense. The person who ran that defense was Dan Quinn, the same man that blew a 28-3 lead for the Atlanta Falcons. Well, he finally got his head coaching job. He signed on with the Washington Commanders, to be the new head coach there, man. I'm gonna let Rose start off with this because I know me and him talk about Dan Quinn multiple times, man. What you think about this hype?
Hey, yeah, good for him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the one that blew the 28-3 lead. That was Kyle Shanahan.
Was Dan Quinn the head coach?
He was the head coach.
So if you the head of the house, you make the final decisions, right? So you tell that nigga, run the goddamn ball.
I wish he would have did that, but they like to delegate a lot. You know what I'm saying? The head coaches. So.
You ain't a head coach, my nigga.
Yeah, that's their job to delegate. So he didn't do it. He delegated a little bit too much in that game. But who cares? Who cares? You know what I'm saying? It's the Washington Commanders. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna hurt. It's like they don't have a defense. They got their offense is good, but is the offensive coordinator going to stay? You know what I'm saying? That's the question. Like, and I ain't heard his name all doggone all season. Eric Bieniemy.
He actually interviewed for this job.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't heard his name all doggone. All I hear about these the dude from Baltimore got a job. I'm like, how did he get a job?
Even Ben Johnson got a job.
Even doggone the quarterback used to be for the Denver Broncos, and his son got a job. Like Brian Greasy or whatever his name.
Oh yeah, he got a job too.
Like what in the world is going on? Like, but I digress, man. Like, man, good for Dan Quinn, man. He got us to the Super Bowl and got us a lead. You know, he ain't finished, but man, he ain't finished, man. Good for him, man. I ain't got no problems with him.
Man, Dan Quinn, man, is a great defensive mind, man. He was a great defensive mind when he was in Seattle. He was a great defensive mind for Dallas. That defensive mind didn't show too much for the Falcons. It did in the playoffs. You know, so this is a decent hire for them. I'm disappointed because I wanted Eric Bieniemy to get that job. I feel like they missed out, and this is why I feel like they missed out. You had a chance to get Eric Bieniemy, to me, who's one of the best offensive minds in the game right now. And you got the number 2 pick in the draft. So you could have went ahead and matched him with a quarterback. And a lot of times we see the best combinations for coach and quarterback is when you get an offensive minded guy to be the head coach and you get a young quarterback and you allow them to grow together and develop that trust. And you had a chance to do that. So I'm disappointed for that. And like you said, Rose, man, why is Eric Bieniemy still not a head coach somewhere? Like he ran the Chiefs offense. You saw how good the Chiefs offense was. He came to Washington. Everybody said the offense was trash. He made the offense like top 10 this year. So, you know, hey, good for Dan Quinn, but I'm sad for Eric Bieniemy.
Man, this is who you succeed. Don Rivera, who wasn't that fucking good anyway, but this is who you choose to succeed him with, Dan Quinn. And then EB, wasn't he a linebacker coach at one time?
Hey, the enemy.
Yeah, wasn't he a linebacker coach at one
I
time?
know he was a running backs coach and he became an offensive coordinator. I don't know his whole resume.
I'm pretty sure he played defensive something one time or another. So I mean, he has a track record on both sides. He basically took the pieces of what he had with the fucking Commanders and made the best out of it. It was pretty fucking good with what the fuck he had. So it's like he's up and out, man. We know Dan Quinton's not gonna keep him around. He's up and out, and it's just like Commanders just gonna suck for another couple years. That's the truth. They're gonna be sorry, and that's it, man.
Man, speaking of things that suck, the Pro Bowl is this Sunday. Is there anything you're looking forward to the Pro Bowl, man? Because for me personally, I started watching the Pro Bowl seriously, like seriously watching it. I started watching it in high school, man. These motherfuckers got to the point they didn't care no more. I did watch it seriously that first year when they played flag football the very first time, because I thought that maybe they was gonna bring life into the game. But these motherfuckers still was like, man, I ain't trying. God damn, man, y'all scared to get hurt in flag football too? Like y'all just want to be on TV and just waste my 2 hours on a fucking Sunday. Like I'd rather just take a nap and get drunk on Sunday than to watch the Pro Bowl, man. Like yeah, this shit is disgusting, man. And the sad part is, the last thing I want to say is, I remember when the Pro Bowl was a game, and what I mean is, I remember when they played the Pro Bowl after the Super Bowl, and motherfuckers that competed in the Super Bowl were playing the Pro Bowl and play hard. I remember the year the Cardinals lost to the Steelers, and I remember they had them mic'd up, and after the game on NFL Live or Network or whatever, they showed footage of Kurt Warner talking to James Harrison saying, yeah, I threw that pick because of this, and they laughing and joking, but in the game, James Harrison was still hitting motherfuckers. So it's just a disgrace where the Pro Bowl at right now, man. But to the young kids who watch it, man, hey, man, hopefully I enjoy some of the highlights from the game, man, because that's all it is, just a whole bunch of highlights.
Man, y'all can enjoy that stuff if y'all want to. I ain't watched the Pro Bowl in like 5-6 years, maybe more. Can't remember the last time I actually sat down and watched the activities, the actual game itself. I miss when the Pro Bowl was actually the Pro Bowl, man. Like that hit Sean Taylor had in the Pro Bowl, he basically caused a damn concussion.
They don't make him like him no more.
Rest in peace. But I mean, the Pro Bowl actually, you used to actually look forward to the Pro Bowl. Now it's like, oh, that's just Disneyland shit. Before, that's the week we don't watch football until the Super Bowl. That's basically all it is. So, I mean, I'm not watching it. Enjoy it if you want to. Fuck it.
Yeah, I think the last Pro Bowl I watched, Junior Seau was in it. I think that's when they.
God damn.
so that's the last time I watched it. So yeah, I don't mess with that bull crap. Show me something real. Show me something real on the field.
That definitely ain't it with a damn flag football. Wasn't it a celebrity game or something shit they used to do with flag football?
Yeah, they used to do that sometimes, man. I know they do that for the NBA, man. So we're gonna move on to TNT.
But before we do that, what are we sipping on, man?
Well, you know, man, we got that Nyack this week, man. That Nyack.
Yeah, always black on every week, man. Black on spirits. You know what I'm saying? Check them out in your local liquor store. If you can't find them, search on TikTok or Google it or something. You know what I'm saying?
And if you can't find black on, get the next best thing. Henny, LVMH. I need some more stocks. So hey, buy that if you want to.
Man, nobody drink Hennessy no more, man. This ain't 2002.
So moving on to TNT. Tears or no tears?
Dynamite.
Boom.
So before we start TNT, man, I know C's brought it to my attention before the pod that Mr. Carl Weathers passed away. So any tears on C's?
Creed. But yeah, man, just a great actor who was in a lot of stuff. He was in Heat of the Night, the Rocky series, Star Wars. I mean, he's been in a lot of stuff. You know, rest in peace. You know, he one of the most prominent black actors in a lot of sci-fi and just movies in general. So, you know, just passed today. Rest in peace, Carl Weathers, man.
Yeah, you named some good movies, but these movies are better. The Predator,
See, that's another one. We forget about the original Predator.
and I blame Lamar Jackson for his passing because all week everybody was like, yeah, Ashton Jackson, yeah, Ashton Jackson. Ashton Jackson watched that game and was like, I can't live no more. You embarrassed my last name. Yeah, so Action Jackson, you know what I'm saying? Another legend. I mean, another classic movie, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, man.
yeah.
I mean, I know he got a lot of classic movies that y'all named, but me, I didn't watch those movies until I became a full adult. My first experience of him was just tap it in. Tap it in. It was just him and Happy Gilmore being the little golf instructor for Adam Sandler. Loved that movie. And of course, for those who love Toy Story, I always loved him as being the voice of the little soldiers and stuff like that, man. So rest in peace. Black History Month, man. We lost a great one. So talking another of a black person trying to do big things. So Keith Lee, the famous food. I guess you could say critic, or it's just man on TikTok who just reviews food and give you his opinion. He went to a place called Sweet
Sensational Sweets.
Sensational Sweets.
No, Sweetly Seasoned.
Sweetly Seasoned, my bad. Sweetly Seasoned. And it's a black-owned food truck by a woman. Now, after eating his food, and he gave them pretty high reviews, he tipped her $4,000. Now, he specified, hey, here go $2,000 for you. And he noticed that there was somebody in the same closet as them cutting hair and someone braiding hair. And he said, hey, I want you to give $1,000 to the dude so he can cut hair for free the rest of the day. I want you to give $1,000 to the young lady so she can braid hair free for the rest of the day, as well as this $2,000 for you, and let everybody who come up here for the rest of the day eat for free. And then he got in his car, walked off, and apparently nobody ate for free after that. Apparently the braider didn't get the money, the barber didn't get the money, and she even doubled down and went on TikTok and said, hey, them motherfuckers was not with me. They was with my son. Hey, fuck them. Hey, that's my money. It is what it is. Hey, C's.
Man, it's when someone gives you specific instructions and gives you a tip, you would think you would actually be like, all right, I got you. I made $2,000. This is probably more than I was gonna make this whole event. But no, you just gonna go back and say, oh, they weren't really with me. That was just somebody my son knew, and they just came, and she was running out, and she just ran out and came, and just because they said Keith Lee was gonna be there, they weren't even there the whole time, and blah blah blah. It doesn't matter. You just make yourself look bad. You make yourself look greedy. It's like somebody blesses you, man. Bless the other people, man. You know you probably won't gonna make 2,000. So it's like just share the wealth, man. Stop being greedy.
Yeah, I ain't got no tears. Cause I blame Keith Lee. Like if you go to give them the money, then say, you split this way, this is why you just ain't gonna hand that man the money? And hand the other lady the money. Ain't like you wrote a check. Like you had straight cash on me. I know you did. So it's like you should have gave her what you want to give her. If you want to give him something, and give her something. And the thing about it is, she was wrong. Yeah, she was wrong, but it's like, Keith, you caused it. You caused the commotion. You should just gathered money and gave it to who you want to give. Because you can't trust nobody to say, here, take this and do this. You can't trust nobody to do that. But I like what he does when he try to look out for people, man. But man, sometimes Keith, you got to get out the car and do stuff yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't just get out the car and take pictures, man. Get out the car and do stuff yourself, man. Hand that money out to where it need to be handed to. And stop going to these places that don't need the money, man. Go feed the homeless people. You know what I'm saying? Go feed some homeless people. That was what you should have did. Vertizi.
Yeah, man, I got tears, man. I mean, what you said is not incorrect, man. Like, if you want the money to go to the right place, you do got to go to the people directly. But I do want to, mention. I mean, when you're someone that's socially awkward and you don't like talking to people, like, hey, that's a reason why you may say, hey, C's, here goes some money, give it to the people behind you or whatever. Because I'm just socially awkward. I don't really like talking to people like that. So there's that. And then, I don't know if the girl was braiding someone's hair in the moment. I don't know if the dude was actually in the middle of a haircut. So you might not want to interrupt that. And kind of the last thing I want to say is what you said is really the biggest thing. She was wrong. And this is the things of society. We gotta the people when people are wrong, morally wrong, our attention needs to go there. Like we don't need to try to be like, what could have happened for these people not to have done the wrong thing? No, we gotta realize, there's some fucked up people in the world, bruh. And we gotta hold them people accountable and be like, you can't be a fucked up individual. Because at the end of the day, like I was looking at the prices in the video, like $2,000 was a lot of money for you, lady. Just go ahead and do what you're supposed to do with the money, man. And this is the reason why you have black people who don't want to bless people because they feel like shit like this is going to happen because like Rose just said, hey man, people out there always trying to get over on people. So now it makes the next black person like, man, I don't want to look out, man, because they just trying to get over on me, man. But speaking of getting over, man, so this man went to Walmart. Now he dressed up as like, I want to say the courier, for them. And he had the uniform on, but it was not perfect. The uniform was not perfect. But they wasn't paying attention to some of the details.
He dressed up as the bricks.
No, it was Loomis.
Loomis, yeah, same thing.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he dressed up as them, went in there, got $75K, walked out clean. Hey, let me tell you, man. Now that's a smooth getaway. Walk in, you ain't got to put a gun in nobody's head, threaten nobody. Walk out, ain't no issues, and you gone, bro, like DMX said, like a thief in the night. And they found out, hey, like when the real dude came, hold on, where the money at? Oh, we just gave y'all the money. Nah, that wasn't us.
It's like, hey, look at the logo.
That wasn't us. Hey, see, man, tears or no tears?
Man, it's really no tears because it's as much as I want to say it's the employee's fault, it's not. Because it's just like if you got somebody working at Walmart, let's just say it's second or third shift, mids or whatever, this person probably doesn't know. You got to properly train people. When you're handling that amount of cash, they probably just see somebody with a bulletproof vest on, just like, oh, it's the money man. Oh, here you go. And what's the procedures? Like, don't you have to sign something or you just giving out money? It's like, it's lack of training on Walmart's part. Walmart got insurance to back it up, so it's like, they really ain't gonna hurt. Where he fucked up at was he pulled up in his car, parked in the lane with the striped lane, parked his car right in front of the cameras, went in, got the money, got out. So it's like they know what your car looks like. So hopefully he's smart and stays out the way, just got his cash. But I mean, like, there's really no tears. It's on. You could pretty much do a lot of jobs. You can get away with shit like that. If you know the system, maybe he looked like he probably worked for them before, worked for Brinks or one of those companies. It's like you can cheat.
Or might have even had a homeboy that worked there and told him, hey, if you do this and do this and go on this day, this person will be paying attention.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like that. It's just the same way with like pawn shops. You can go get drops from pawn shops and banks, hospitals. If you watch and you know what you're doing, you can get away with it. So it's just lack of training, man. But he was slick with it. Too smooth, man.
And man, mark this down in Black history, man, as one of the greatest hustles that we have. This was a black man that hustled a white system and got $75K. I hope they don't never catch this motherfucker, bruh. And I hope he benefit from this money, man. Because like you said, C's, when you handle that kind of money, first of all, I need the highest supervisor possible at the Walmart to handle that transaction.
It was, what I'm saying. He was straight, you know what I'm saying. But you don't need much to be that person.
And if it's him, then you need that.
It wasn't him. You already know it was probably a shim or a she.
Well, whoever it is, that you need to take your time to be doing everything. But hey, this what happens when you become complacent. Because you get used to doing the same thing over and over and you forget about the details. So, hey, they said if they would have looked clearly at their chest, you would have noticed that logo wasn't there, like you said. The motherfucker didn't even pull up in the company vehicle. Nigga pulled up in his regular car.
Black Chevy.
The first time.
Black Chevy, man.
No, but they're not outside, so they ain't see what he pulled up in.
Nah, but see when you handle this kind of money, like C said, Hey, all that shit you be counted.
I'm talking about like,
no, it should have been some IDs being checked. It should have been protocol because you ain't going outside to see what kind of car they put.
That's what I'm saying.
But you got cameras and shit.
What lacked in the protocol
you got
where it was just like
security outside and shit seeing like, hold up, bro. Like,
ain't no security in Walmart.
Hey, man, they need to step it up then. Man.
Well, they got security on South Augusta Walmart now.
Oh no,
I don't know why. I don't know what happened up there, but
it's always the Walmart in the hood, man.
This
ain't the hood.
Not the hood, but you know what's considered the.
Yeah. I ain't got no tears. You know what I'm saying? Well, I got tears for the shim or the her that handed the money over. Because I know it wasn't no black man that did that. Because he would have made sure that everything was on the up and up. So
that kind of money, a black man gonna make sure everything right.
Yeah. So you know it had to be a her or a shim. You know what I'm saying? And, you know.
Oh, it's the money man.
Yeah. Up there, and then probably was flirting and all kind of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Trying to look cute. You know, checking your lashes and looking in the mirror, trying to look cute. That's what happened with him. That's why the money got took. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to him, man. Straight pimping, you know, at his finest.
Hey, y'all. So y'all know the Super Bowl's next weekend, man. And a lot of y'all gonna have parties. You know, I know we're gonna try to have a Super Bowl party. You know, and on top of that, some places it's still very, very cold. But with that being said, please make sure whatever guests you have, make sure they take their ass home, because there was a situation where these 3 guys went to their homeboy crib, watched the game. Apparently, they never made it home. They was found the next day, dead in the backyard, frozen. The police came. When they asked the dude about it, he said, man, I went in my room and I went to sleep for the next 2 fucking days. And now they testing the bodies to make sure any foul play was done. C's. Tears or no tears?
Tears. One, what kind of homeboy are you? I don't hear from you for 2 days. I know it's cold outside. It's a foot of snow. It's 2-3 feet of snow. You don't step outside to check the mail, get a breath of fresh air, nothing on your back porch, take the dog, just be nosy and look at the neighbors. 3 days and 3 grown-ass men are frozen on your back porch. The fuck is wrong with you?
See, he smoked that crack. He hit that crack or hit that heroin and he was out for 2 days.
It's 2024. People ain't doing.
I don't see they talk about he ain't heard from nobody in a week. You can text C's in the morning. You might not hear from him until Tuesday.
Put on your back porch though. You ain't gonna notice me frozen on your back porch. You ain't gonna notice me on your back porch frozen.
Hey, that's why y'all do your drugs inside your home, not outside. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I ain't got no tears, man, because they tested, they got the toxicology reports back.
Oh, and they was high?
They was positive. All 3 of them was positive for cocaine, marijuana, and you know what I'm saying, that dog food, fentanyl. So they was there getting high, you know what I'm saying, on that snow, literally.
But the one whose house it was got high too, but he's like, nah.
For 2 days.
Nah, I'm taking my ass inside. I'm gonna do my drugs on this.
That's why they went outside and they smoked their dirty blunts. You know what I'm saying? And now they in the dirt.
Hey man, I ain't got no tears, man, because it was white people, man. First of all, man, so it is what it is.
Damn, that's how we do.
I'm just saying, man. And secondly, man, hey, I knew something was up, bro, because how y'all just died, just frozen to death in the backyard, bro. So I knew it had to be drugs involved. So I'm glad Rose did more research and found out that them motherfuckers were high. So hey, man, survival of the fittest, bro.
Yeah, man, y'all, when your white boys, man, y'all stick to your meth, man. Stay off that coke and that weed, man. Stick to that meth. Y'all wouldn't went to sleep on that meth. Y'all to be stayed up.
But hey, see, man, would you rather freeze to death, or would you rather someone come over and just pistol whip you?
To death?
To death.
Nah, I'll take freeze. Just freeze me, man.
Hey, man, so imagine coming to work late. And your boss say, this 3rd time this week, C's, and he pull out a gun and just starts beating your ass.
He better kill me because I will come back.
So apparently that's what happened in this situation. A man pistol whipped his employee for coming to work late. But when he was interviewed, he said, nah, that's not what happened. Man, he tried to steal my truck, and I put the gun out for self-defense. Now, how you pistol whip someone and just ain't start busting? Well, maybe it was a brand new truck and he didn't want to get no holes in his truck. I don't know. But Rose, man, tears no tears.
Yeah, I got tears. You know what I'm saying? That's worse than Craig getting fired on his day off. You gonna work on you on the clock. You come in 15 minutes late, and you start getting pistol whipped. You ain't getting beat slapped. You getting pistol whipped. You know what I'm saying? But I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. He must be from Memphis.
That's a real boss.
Yeah.
Memphis, Egypt. That's something. Shit.
I like that, man.
Hey, I got tears of laughter because what Rose just said, I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like it because I ain't gonna lie. If you come to work and it be like that scene from Friday After Next, and you don't want to be like the last employee, welcome to the last employee. Like, they pistol whip him for being 5 minutes late. And I'll be on time every fucking day. Nah, fuck you, man. Ain't nobody could have just pistol whipped my ass.
Say my word.
ACs.
Man, yeah, it's just tears of laughter, man. It's like, and the dude looks like Molly from next Friday After Next.
Oh, yeah, he did look Arabic.
He was something. So it's like Molly got mad and pulled a Bob Marley. I swear it wasn't self-defense. So, I mean, hey, he'll get cleared if it was self-defense, but it's like, come on, man. You start pistol whipping your employee. Now your neighbor's looking at you crazy. Oh, he doesn't bother anybody. He stays to himself. I'm just so shocked at what happened. So, I mean, hey.
So that employee doesn't have a job no more, most likely. But I'm going to tell you who needs a job, man. The nigga in this next one. So there's this mom who gives her son a $2,500 allowance to flourish his lifestyle because he likes to wear Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Jordans, all kind of name brand. And then even after she gives him $2,500, sometimes she still has to give him more money because he basically wants to live this luxury lifestyle. Man, I got tears, man. Because this is what you call enabling, man. Nah, that's a grown-ass man, bruh. That man need to get a fucking job. If you want to be able to wear all that stuff, get a job, my nigga, bruh. And I just want to say this. There's a lot of black women out here who are raising men who don't understand you got to let a man be a man, bruh. Like, you cannot baby a man too much because if you give a motherfucker an inch, they'll take a motherfucking mile, bruh. Like, that shit was crazy when Rose sent that shit to me, man. Sees.
Man, it's really no tears because it's like, at the end of the day, it's her fault. It's like, why are you enabling your son to just request this of you? He doesn't have a job. I don't know how old he was. I'm hoping he was under 18. Then it's like, okay.
And fuck that, even if he's 16. Man, go out there to Popeyes and
get you a job.
And deep fry that special recipe chicken.
It's like, a lot of people like designers, but they can afford this shit or they just spending money on it. Your $1,500 is rent, mortgage, a bunch of other bills. So it's like, you're enabling. And then the high point of this shit is, he said, oh, I'm going to make money. What do you want to do? You're not talking about college, a job, this and that. Oh, I'm going to make money on YouTube. The problems of fucking social media. People just see somebody on YouTube and follow them and think, oh, I can do that too. You can do that. It's going to take you some fucking work, but you're not there yet. When you get there, you can buy all the Gucci and a Poochie, whatever fuck you want. But now, you just being a bitch, man. You were basically raising a bitch. That's basically what he is. He's acting like a bitch.
Man, the nigga looked like he might have been, a bitch, to be honest.
Yeah, man. I got tears because Vertiza said these black women are raising these men. No, these black women are, and not just black women, but these women are raising boys, little boys. You know what I'm saying? And just by her doing this, that's a clear example of what is wrong with these hoes, man. That's all I got to say.
Wrong with them?
So, man, there was a video I saw online this week, and it kind of just summed up something that we have in this society today with women, where this man was talking about, man, what kind of shit is it when a woman says, I can't do this and do that because you got to pay for my time. Like, for you to be able to text me or get me on the phone or for me to come hang out with you, you need to pay for my time. And as I'm listening to the video, man, I always had this mindset. Me and MGH always thought the same thing. That sounds like prostitution with extra steps. It's just that I'm not getting the pussy. Though.
Wait. So I gotta take her out to eat, or I gotta take her to get groceries, but I'm still paying. That sounds like a hoe to me. Shout out to Riley from the Boondocks, man.
So I'm gonna start off this, man. First of all, man, to all the ladies out there, man, I don't want y'all to feel like you need to be dating broke niggas, because I have female friends that be like, that's what it seems like you be advocating for it over teasing. Nah, what I be advocating is find dudes that you are genuinely interested in. And if you are genuinely interested in that man and he is genuinely interested in you, believe me, what he has, he will make available to you. But for y'all to be just immediately in the mind frame of, man, I'm going to text a dude, and within the first hour of texting or first 2 days of texting, I'm going to ask him to send me $20 because I ain't got time to respond to what you doing text messages because I got bills to pay. Okay, bitch, he probably got bills to pay too. I know I got bills to pay. So, like, what does your bills have to do if you ain't got time to respond to a what you doing text message? Because you got time to post them pictures all on Instagram, and you got time to post all the drama you got going on in your life on motherfucking Facebook, and you got time to get your little kids, and you don't even clean your kids up for the video, but you get your kids though, and you make the little TikTok dances and shit, you know, and Rose ain't laughing because he know I'm telling the fucking truth.
Who you talking about? Say your name! Say your name!
Get me in trouble. You know, and you know, Snapchat posting the inside of your house like it's cribs, and I see the roaches just out of shit, and like it's like what the fuck, the dishes in the sink, but they ain't washed. Like, come on, man, you got time to do all this, but you can't respond to what you're doing, man. How you crazy, man? What's wrong with these hoes?
Man, what's wrong with it's just like, okay, so your time is worth a certain dollar amount. Why not just say that from the beginning? Oh, if you want to do X, Y, and Z, it's gonna be $250. Oh, I want to go to Roof Chris. I want to do this. Okay, name your price so I can save my time. Name your price, and I can say yay or nay if I'm gonna do some shit. Just name your fucking price. If we're just gonna go that route, if your time is worth a dollar amount, what is the difference between you and a pro or you and an escort? What's the fucking difference? You say, oh, for 4 hours it's $450. I want the nigga to spend this, this, and this. If we equate the shit to that, where you got to spend a certain dollar amount for you to even have a conversation or do some shit, bitch, go find somebody that would do that. Because over here, none of us are doing that shit. So I mean, y'all basically setting yourselves up to be pros, man. That's what the sum up or the fucking conversation is. It's just that.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it. But the thing is, like, when people say like you start begging for money, then that's a difference. Like if that's your expectations, then that's cool. But when you start begging for money, that's different. Because your expectations and you begging are two totally different things. Like, leave that begging stuff at home. Don't even do that begging stuff. If your expectation is like, well, if I'm going to just be spending some time or my time and this and that, you let that be known, and then it is what it is. But for the fact that it's not that y'all let it know that that's your expectations, just that y'all always be begging. It's plain and simple. It ain't that you a 304 or you a prostitute. No, they not prostitutes or 304. They just some begging hoes. That's all it is. The hoes just be begging. They lazy and they beggars. You know what I'm saying? You might as well just sit on the corner with a paper bag says, can I get some change? Because that's all y'all do online all day long.
Can I, Bertizzi, can I?
Yeah,
Rose, can I have?
Yeah, my last thoughts on this, man, is to what Rose just said, man. Like, and to what C said, I'm going to combine both of what you guys both said. If you are upfront and basically like, I'm a prostitute or I'm a beggar, and for the women listening, because they probably thinking, I'm not a prostitute because I don't be selling the pussy. If you're selling your time, that's to me, that's a form of prostitution. Like, if I got to pay $100 just to see you and hang out, they call that escorting for a reason, bitch. But The whole purpose is if you are just you're a beggar or basically you're a prostitute or escort, okay, that's cool. Just be upfront by that. But don't try to facade like you're a woman and all this different stuff and you just got stuff going on because there's plenty of women who got bills, who got responsibilities, and they don't expect a man to shoot them money just to respond to a text message or pick the phone up or even just hang out. So that's my final thoughts on it. But, speaking of hypocrisy, for those who watch the Joe Budden podcast, one of his co-hosts, Ish, and Joe got into a big argument. Now, basically, to summarize it, the argument stemmed over, Ish was fucking a bitch, Joe Budden paying to kiss the bitch, and Ish basically said, hey, you always say that you never come behind a nigga when you know a nigga basically done fucked with a bitch. And Joe basically said everything in the world to basically say, man, this situation is different than, all the situations I've been talking about. So, C's, the main thing that I got from this was we got a lot of kind of hypocrisy going on, man. Like, it's a lot of people that, are very hypocrites on things they say or do in their life. So what's your thoughts on this situation and just that in general?
I mean, it's a lot of people are hypocrites in the sense of you gotta really take a step back from yourself and look at situations like, okay, maybe I am a hypocrite. Maybe I do this wrong. It's just take heed to what people are telling you. Don't take offense to it and actually listen to it. In this situation, this is prime Joe. I'm a Joe Budden fan as a rapper and as a podcaster. He's got good content, all that shit. This nigga, if the word gaslighting was in the dictionary, he'd be like number 4 on that fucking list. Joe was like, okay, I didn't do that. You're the person who brought the shit up. So how the fuck is Ish getting mad and telling you what the fuck the situation is? How the fuck is he wrong for saying it? You the one who kept talking about it. And now you're blowing it up to this big old thing. You're the one who started hollering and fucking yelling. It's like, hey, bro, I'm telling you, I'm just reacting to the same shit you flipped on me and put in front of the face. Now we're talking about this shit on the pod. It's like a lot of shit are closed door conversations. This is one of them situations. Y'all probably should have been airing shit out on the pod. That's just me personally.
Hey, see, it's a quick question, man. I just want to make sure because I only see the clips on TikTok. Is this a live pod or is it like he records it and then they upload it?
I think it's they record and upload it. I don't really know because I'm not subscribed to the Patreon and all that shit.
I just want to make sure because that kind of makes a difference. If it's live, then things happen live. Live TV shit happens.
Yeah.
But if you would literally record this shit, go back and still decide to post it, hey man, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's one of them things, man. They just put it out there. So it's like, I mean, from what I saw, Ish wasn't wrong with the fuck he said. It's like, you brought the shit up. Now you brought it up. Let's fucking talk about it. And I tell you about yourself, but then you just make it this big issue and just burn it up, blow it up, escalate it. You the one who started fucking hollering and hooping and doing all this other extra shit. So it's like, if I react the same way you do, how the fuck am I? Am I being a hypocrite? No. You're saying it's not an issue to you, but you're the one who fucking brought it up. That's being a hypocrite. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, hey, everybody has times or had times where they're a hypocrite. It's like, oh, you can say, I don't do X, Y, and Z, but then you turn around, it's like, hey, bro, this time you said X, Y, and Z, you don't do that. It's like, I'm not saying you do it all the time. I'm just saying this one time or these 1 or 2, 3 times, you've done it. If you take offense to it, you take offense to it. But if you take a step back, it's like, all right, hey, this is how I feel about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Fuck it. It is what it is. Or, hey, I mean, I've been a hypocrite. I feel like everybody has been a hypocrite one time or another about whatever situation. So,
yeah, I don't disagree with you, Steve. I feel like just in life in general, it's all the hardest perspective is to self-perspect. Like, because it's kind of hard. Like, even when you look at yourself in the mirror, you're not really even seeing your true self. You're just seeing how the mirror reflects what you look like. So like when we're doing things and saying stuff, like a lot of times we're not really engaged in what we're doing and what we're saying all the time. And we feel right in what we're saying and doing. But then sometimes it takes somebody to like literally show us what we did or tell us what we did, but take names out of it and be like, well, Batizi, well, how would you feel if this happened and and this person person B and person A? And a lot of times for me, when I go talk to people about situations, I don't say, well, C's and Rose did this and did that to each other, so who you think is right or wrong? A lot of times, and you can ask MGH this, I would say person A and I would say person B, because I don't want none of your emotions in it. I don't want the way you feel about this person to affect how you look at this situation. And I do that with me. If I do a situation where I feel like I wronged somebody, I will go to somebody I trust and be like, hey, person A and person B. And if that person I trust tells me person B was in the wrong and I'm person B, I'm humble enough to be like, you know what? Let me reevaluate the situation and see what happened. Because like you said, it's easy to be a hypocrite because it's easy to justify why your situation is different than a situation you're talking about. And like for Joe Budden's situation, like he probably truly felt, well, hey man, that bitch you was fucking with was a straight gutter hoe. He kept saying that. I don't know her from the sewer. Like, I don't really know her from you. Yeah, I might have heard you mess with her, or I might have seen you with her one time, but she for everybody. And from Ish's standpoint was, nah, my nigga, you said that you don't mess with any women that you know mess with other dudes that you mess with. So as far as I'm concerned, you knew I messed with her and yada, yada, yada. But the second part of the conversation that bothered me was when Ish said, we had this conversation off the pod, and now we get on the pod and you singing a different tune. I'm not gonna lie, I've been in that situation before. I've been in a situation where I've had a conversation with someone privately, and they say all the things that they're supposed to say. But then we get in front of a group of people, and everything we just talked about privately goes out the fucking window. And now it's like, hold up. How did I become the bad guy? Because when we was in the back talking privately, you said, yo, bro, my bad. I apologize, yada, yada, yada. I fucked up. Now we're in front of these 4 people in the group, and you like, yeah, bro, teasing, man, you was tripping. Well, damn, my nigga, bro. Like, what the fuck happened? How did I start tripping? Because privately, and I be want to call people out, but I be like, man, you know what? It is what it is. Because I know when we talk privately, this ain't the same shit you told me privately. You know, so I do feel like, hey, you got to be aware of when you are being hypocritical, and sometimes you got to trust people around you. I don't know their relationship. I'm assuming, because I don't watch the Joe Budden podcast, I'm assuming most of those people on the pod are friends.
Yeah.
And if you are legit friends, sometimes you do have to listen to your people and be like, you know what? If Ish is this passionate, and I'll say this right here between you and me, C's, when I see you yelling and we having a conversation, it does make me pause for a second and be like, if he's this passionate in the conversation, why is he this triggered? Like, did I do something, even if it's accidental? And you told me, you know, I'm quick to apologize. And I'm quick to apologize because just because I did not mean to offend you does not mean I did not offend you. And I think that's something we lose as people. You can offend somebody and not mean to offend somebody. And there's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, my bad, bro. I ain't mean to do that. Rose?
Yeah, the whole yeah, because the whole Ish and Joe Budden thing, all that just some whole stuff to me, if you ask me. Like that whole
Idaho too.
Hey, pause. Rose. I need that button from the fucking IRL battle raps. Rose.
So I'm listening to it, I'm like, huh? Like y'all were arguing about a hoe that both of y'all kissed in the mouth and all kind of other stuff, and they mad and they yelling at each other. I'm like,
I don't think it was necessarily like them. Like at that point, it's not about the hoe. It's about.
But it was about the hoe.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's like, nigga, this is what you said, and this is what you're hollering to me about.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, it was about a hoe. It's like, so it's like why y'all so mad? Like, why Buddy was so mad? Like, you said you don't do this and this and this and this, and we talked about it. Man, who cares? Like, he lied. he was probably drunk, high, whatever. He did what he said he would never do. Who cares? But when it comes to situations about females and bros, things like that, that should have been a non-issue regardless of the whole situation. And plus, because first, like Ish said, Joe shouldn't have did what he did, but then Joe should have been like, "Yeah, I did it." Like, but why you mad, son? Like, I thought you had a woman. Like. So it's like, ain't Ish married or something? Or kind of,
So I didn't know if she even had a bitch.
Fiance or something,
Oh
girlfriend.
yeah. Because he got a white little bitch that Dr. Umar Johnson was,
yeah,
hitting him about.
yeah. So it's like, why are we even having this conversation? So it's like, but on the other end, like, but as far as contact the when people say one thing and do another.
I was just about to ask you, Rose, like from that standpoint, let's just take Ish with his word. If it's not about the bitch and it's about
we're not gonna talk about Ish because we're not talking about the girl. I'm just talking about contact. So let me.
I wanted to ask you that like directly.
I know, but I was about to get there. And then you stopped me from saying what I was gonna say. But yeah, for context, for people saying one thing and doing another, people do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? People do it all the time. They say one thing and they do another. You know what I'm saying? That's something that's just human nature, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Some people stay till they tune, say 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying? It's far and few between. You know what I'm saying? But as far as having issues with it, you know what I'm saying? It all depends on what when they were saying something, what was their level of what were they sober, were they drunk, or were they high, were they sleepy?
Let's assume they sober and they ain't right mind. Like you personally, if you got somebody who always says this is what I stand on, and then they do something that goes against that, like what's your perspective on that?
You know what I'm saying? That's a human, but that's whole behavior too. You know what I'm saying? When you say you go do something, do it. Usually when I say I'm gonna do something, and then when something happens, I do it unless it's an example like I might go and bust this dude head, and there's a combination. There's the police right there. Like, well, I'm not gonna go bust his head in front of the police, but in my mind, I wanted to go bust his head or something. You know what I'm saying? But other than stuff like that, if you supposed to practice what you preach, you know what I'm saying? You always talking about this and this and this and that, then you should be about that. As far as me, y'all can always say, Brian gonna pull somebody's card, and he go tell me I'm gonna pull his card before I pull it, and I'm gonna pull his card, and then most time they be like, and I'll be like, see, told you. And it's just a game to me because it's funny because I do it all the time. It's like, he over there talking about this. He over there talking about this. Well, I'm about to go pull his car right now. And then what happens? His pockets are empty. I done pull his car. He ain't got the ace. He got the two puppy toe. And we playing juggle, juggle, deuce, deuce. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got to say on this situation.
But I mean, yeah, it's pretty much a human nature thing. But I mean, on the flip side, just talking about hypocrites, it's like, the Bible talks about hypocrites a lot. It's just like a lot of people will bash certain things, but they do it themselves. That's a bad look on the beliefs you say you have. But I mean, it's human nature. It's just like, are you actively? It's one of them things you got to be careful. Like adding to what Rose said, it's like you say you do this, you got to be conscious of what you actually say and put out there in your actions. It's like, don't just do stuff to just do things. Do not do things just to do things.
Yeah.
Be conscious of what you're actually saying and let your actions follow it. So like that's a train of thought. It's just like, if you say this all the time, it's like, try to stick to that. Even if you fail or you fall short of what you said, you can say, hey, I said this, but I'm willing to admit, hey, I didn't stick to it. I messed up. And then we move on. It's like, hey,
That's like people when women always try to say that, oh, your actions go speak louder than your words. Like, yeah, I can. You said you was gonna do this and do this, but you did that, or your actions aren't showing this and this. Like you saying, your actions is going to show, and that's what that's what you should read people on their actions instead of words, because words just come out, like, you know what I'm saying, it's like diarrhea, you know what I'm saying, just for some people.
Yeah, man. I mean, my last thoughts is I normally, and me and C's talk about this privately. I hold people to the code that they give me. And what I mean by that is this. If you tell me, C's, this is how you live your life and this is what you stand on, then when you do things, I can't judge you off of my code. I can't judge you off well, that's not how I get down. That's not how I do things. I typically would judge you off of, except for like, I'm excluding debate and morale stuff. But basic stuff though, I'm going to judge you on the stuff that you tell me. So if you have a conversation, for example, for those listening, if I say, hey, I don't believe in talking behind people's back, but if I say something behind someone's back, believe me, I probably said it to their face. But if you tell me I just don't like confrontation, so I will talk behind someone's back, but I won't say it to their face if I feel like it's going to lead to confrontation, guess what? If you didn't do that, I'm not going to look at you no type of way. But if you're someone that tells me, no, I don't talk behind people's back, I say it to their face too, and then you don't do that, yeah, I will then be like, well, dang, bro, like you told me you was about this and about that. Just like if you're someone that tells me, hey, man, I don't believe in eating pork, and
And
I
I
don't eat
see you
pork.
eating bacon tomorrow.
And then I see you eating, and I see you eating pork all the goddamn time. Not no special occasion. I'm talking about I see you eating pork all the goddamn time. I'm like, well, damn, you always tell me eating pork is bad and that you don't eat pork because it's bad for you. So it's like, I'm going to judge you. And I feel like that's how most of us should judge people outside of debate, immoral stuff. You got to judge people off what they value in their life and what their code is, because your code may not be the same as my code. Like the last thing is, I have conversations with my friends all the time. Some people, their blood family is the highest family to them. Then I have some friends who, their blood family did them wrong. So to them, it's, yeah, my blood family is important to me, but the family I made throughout my life, whether it's my friends or whether it's basically my wife and stuff like that, that's more important than my actual family that I grew up with, because that family was bad to me. I can't look at that person and be like, well, you're wrong because you should just, love this part of your family more. Nah, you value the family you created over the family you was born into. I have no problem with that. I understand that value system. Even though my value system may be differently, I can respect your value system.
And that's really when it comes down to like, hey, with that person you have an issue, you have no puns intended, but it's with is like, hey, I'm the type of person, you don't call me out in front of everybody. You pull me to the side and say, hey, this is why XYZ that was foul. And I'll tell you, I didn't know it was an issue. This is why I thought XYZ. You tell me you got an issue with it, we'll hash it out. But you sit there blast me in front of everybody, I'm gonna be like, hold up. This nigga said what? Hold up. Well, you did X, Y, and Z. Of course, some people might be defensive. Some people like it. They'll be like, oh no, let's talk about it. Let's put it all out on the floor. I'm not that type of person. Some people are. It's just you got to have them conversations with people. And when it comes to the conversations, it's like you just got to have it. You can't avoid it. You can't say, oh, it's just, hey, have it. Everybody's a hypocrite. You just got to learn to deal with the issue at hand and move forward.
What's your final thoughts on C's?
That was it, man. That's my final thoughts.
Yeah, mine is just like just be a man of your word. You know what I'm saying? Because people go pull your car. People like me, I'm gonna pull your car. You say you doing this, or you say you got this, or you say you go do this, and then when you don't do it, it's like, well, doggone, you said this. Just be a man of your word. You know what I'm saying? If you forget, you know what I'm saying, that you like kissing and telling. You know what I'm saying? And you like chewing on other people's bubble gum, you know what I'm saying? Just say that then. You know what I'm saying? But that's all it is. Just be a man of your word, man. And if you say you're gonna do something, man, do it.
Yeah, man. This is my favorite time of the year because we get to celebrate Black History Month. We should be celebrating year round, but this time of the year we put an extreme focus on it. For those who don't know a lot about their history, going to a lot of these streaming platforms like Netflix, Hulu, Prime, and they're having like collections of different Black history movies, whether it's documentaries, biopics, or even they're just celebrating the artistry of Black people. So please make sure you do that. You know, check out the TikTok page where we post Black people every day this month. And just, remember, man, they're not going to teach us stuff in school. We have a long, rich history. A lot of people have done a lot of things so we can even be where we at in life, man. So it's very important that we as Black people honor them, respect them, and we never forget the things they went through so we can even be in the position we at. The words of Airbnb and Rakim, peace.
And I'm back quiet.